Hi, I'm Chris, and this is episode 2 of the Flower Education series. So, based on popular demand, this episode will be about flower care. So, first thing we're going to talk about is hydration. So, you got a bouquet, for instance. Say you got these lilies and some other flowers with it, right? So in a bouquet. First thing you're going to do, you're going to get a vase, a vase, clean, cool, room temperature water, right? But before you put that in, you're going to scrub this vase out with warm water, a little bit of dishwashing detergent, and you're going to rinse it at least 4 to 5 times to make sure all the dishwashing detergent comes out, all the squeezy, right? Now, before you put lilies into here, you need to cut. I'll explain why. Give me 1 second. Back. Right. So, what happens is, so for instance, you got this in a bouquet, right? Don't mind my astros and my slightly broken vase. This is my slightly broken vase. Anyway, right. So, think about when you get a cut. I don't have any big enough for my arms to show you. But if you get a cut, you're going to get a scab, it's going to clot, it's going to stop bleeding, and that's it. Nothing can get in, nothing can get out. Similarly, where flowers are cut, I'm not sure you can see this here, a scab forms here. So, let's say you pick this up from our studio, let's say 3 o'clock, and you're on your way home, and you have one stop to make in the grocery or drive through a super farm, and then you head home. Flowers in your car. If you cut it out of your wrapping and you put it just like that into the water, it is not going to drink. Your flowers are not going to last very long. What you need to do, because the scab has already formed, you need to cut. So you're going to average, I apologize for the noise, the birds are making. Anyway, you're going to cut about 1 inch from the tip with a very sharp scissors, a knife, or even a clipper. 1 cut. As soon as you cut, straight into the water. That's it. Clean, cool, room temperature water. Not cold, no ice, cool water. Right? Next thing we're going to talk about is, and this is something I have grown up with as well, but it's time to separate the fact from the fiction. So back in the day, you get flowers. You get a corsage, you get a boutonniere, you get just a rose. The first thing you'll do, put it in the fridge. We need to stop this. It is 2021. The fridges from back in the day are not the same refrigerators we have now. So your refrigerator now, it seals a lot more coolness into it. If the temperature in your refrigerator seals that well and drops close to freezing, it freezes the liquid in your petals, in the flower's petals, in the alstroemeria petals, in the rose petals, in anything. And so when it's in there, it's fine, it looks fine. But the minute you take it out, because it's already frozen, the minute you take it out and it hits the heat again, it's going to turn to mush. It's not going to last very long. It's actually going to collapse on itself. And then you're going to be calling your florist, quarreling. Why is there no flowers in the sun? No. We're ending that. So what we all advise now, for more than one reason, an air-conditioned room. Lowest possible setting. Leave it on all night if you have to. Especially in case of weddings. I advise most of my brides, so if they want it at a particular time, I know it's going to be a logistical nightmare, I advise them to take it the night before. I carry it up to them personally. Keep it in an air-conditioned room. What the air conditioner does is it's humid enough that the flowers are fine. Also, it allows for, it's not so cold that it still allows for the flowers to open. So, like your roses, for instance, they won't stay as buds. They'll start to open up and they'll fill up all the spaces, and your bouquet and all your bridal flowers, etc., looks even nicer. Same thing for arrangements. right? Next point. So, for instance, you have a chiller, a drink chiller, because, well, we're kidding, it's drink chillers we all use to store flowers. Not on a very cool thing, however. But you have a drink chiller. If you're storing flowers in there, you cannot store anything else in there. No cake, no fruits. Fruits especially, if you're storing fruits in the same refrigerator or chiller as flowers, you're in for trouble. Some fruits, when they start to go bad, they let out gas. That gas harms the flowers. Vice versa, some flowers, as they get older, they let out gas. Chrysanthemums, for instance. That will cause fruits to decay. And then it's a whole big cycle of everything needs to be thrown out. So we're not doing that. Next thing. So you got a really nice arrangement. You want to see it all the time. Unfortunately, you spend most of your time in the kitchen. Fine. But flowers in the kitchen, unless it's a particular type of heat-loving flower, for instance, alstroemerias like heat. Lilies sometimes like heat, not too much of it. You can't still keep it in the kitchen. Direct heat, direct sunlight will cause all your flowers to wilt. And just to show you, this is what heat damaged mini roses look like. It's there. This is from an arrangement that I built on Thursday for my mom for Mother's Day. Don't judge me. So I built it on Thursday for her. Today is Monday. These are the spray roses. These are Lysianthus from the same arrangement. Lysianthus are pretty much more okay in heat. Now these weren't in the kitchen, these were in the living room. Cool area, out of direct sunlight. The only breeze it really gets is when the AC running, or if the fan is on oscillate, for instance. Right? Next thing. So, you have your bouquet. You have your bouquet in your vase. You're not going to leave this water for however long. We advise every 3 to 4 days, take out your flowers, scrub your vase. Same thing. Warm water, very little bit of dishwashing detergent, rinse it off at least 5 to 6 times, get all the soapy water out of it. Refill with cool water only, cut your stem again, and put it back. If you have an arrangement, like a vase arrangement, a really large one, it will be difficult for you to take every stem out and cut and wash flowers and put it back and everything like that. So in an instance like that, what I advise is put your vase with your flowers on your dashboard or somewhere outside or something, and fill that vase. Just fill it as much as you could. Let it overflow and displace all the old water and refill it with new water. Because that's all you can do to help enjoy it, and mist lightly if possible. I was going to show you the misting bottles, but I can't find them right now, so that'll be it. I don't know. But we do have misting bottles available for $10 each. It's small enough to just miss the arrangements. So that's about it really. So to recap, cut your stems, put in water, cool water only, wash your vases at least 3 to 4 days once there's flowers in it, using warm soapy water, rinsing out with rinsing it out at least 5 to 7 times, I would say. We don't store flowers in the refrigerator, we don't store flowers with fruits, we don't store flowers with food of any kind. And that's about it. Oh, one key point, and I will touch on this when we do the series on lilies. When you have lilies and they start to bloom, see those guys in there? Now they may look nice, but to get your lilies to last, just hold them, pull them off. these tend to stain your lilies, as it already has with this one, and your hands. And the pollen can sometimes cause holes to form in the lily petals as well. So we don't want that. That's a no. Right? So yeah. So thank you for watching. This has been episode 2 on flower care. Hope you enjoyed it. And again, feedback, very important. Last one, a couple people said that they couldn't hear me, so let me know. And again, I apologize for all the background noise. It happens when your studio is at home. I tried. I really tried.